Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the book launch party for the brand new second edition of the Problem Solvers Toolkit. Hooray! And Elizabeth and Tracy are holding. Oh, your background is blurring. The cop. There you go. There you
There
go,
we
Tracy.
go.
So, thank you everybody for being here and fighting through some struggles and finding where we were able to actually go live on today. But we have a lot to get to. I am your host. My name is Mark Graban. It is 2:13 Eastern Time. We are live around the world on Zoom. It was supposed to be live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube, but I'm really thrilled to be hosting Tracy and Elizabeth today through the celebration of continuous improvement, creativity, and this is what the script says, and the glorious mess. This live event was not supposed to be a glorious mess. The glorious mess of solving problems together, which the three of us ended up doing here. We've got stories, we've got quizzes, we've got giveaways. That's all still going to happen. We've got a behind the scenes peek at how this book evolved and how some of you helped shape it. So if you comment and participate in the chat or the Q&A, you can interact with us that way. Let me introduce or turn things over to the authors who you probably know very well, or you wouldn't be here: Tracy O'Rourke and Elizabeth Swan.
Hi, Mark. Hi,
Hey, Mark.
everybody.
Thank you
I'm
for
so, yes, thank you so much for joining us. I see my sister, Jenny from Arizona, and Karen and Sabrina and Mike. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, I didn't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I appreciate that Mark joined our glorious mess.
And I'm going to comment in LinkedIn again about how to join this, our backup plan. Oh, live streaming. So, in case people don't have the first edition of the book, The Problem Solvers Toolkit, maybe Elizabeth and Tracy, you can tell the audience what the book is about and who it's for.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, the original book's name kind of says it all. It's the toolkit for problem solvers, specifically solving problems with process improvement methods from Lean and Six Sigma. I'd like to say the audience are problem solvers, Lean and Six Sigma geeks, and Lean Kool-Aid drinkers, all kinds. There's 26 tools in there. It covers things like A3, process walks, SIPOCs. If you are not a lean geek or continuous person, you probably don't know what those are, but they can help at personal stuff too. And then it has clear instructions and examples and best practices. My favorite part of the book is the way we've incorporated the analogy of a road trip. So we address readers as travelers embarking on a journey to build their problem solving muscles. And we help people liken the experience to a real road trip, a journey through the world of continuous improvement. The road trip can be fun, it can be filled with purpose, it can be life changing, paradigm shifting, but it also could be painful. So you can be an active participant or a passenger, or you can make the trip alone or with others. And so having that companion enriches that experience. And so that's really what the whole book's about. And we've got a roadmap, but there are mishaps, aka this start. You might get stuck behind a Winnebago, yeah, for a while, or hit a pothole, or get a parking ticket. And so this book provides that assistance to help those travelers navigate the detours and sightseeing and pit stops and road games. So
Yeah.
that's kind of in a nutshell what the book is about.
Yeah. You can hit a pothole or a company's server goes down. And look, I'm the first one to admit a mistake. If I had made a mistake, I own up to it. I think the problem that we were faced with here, the problem we had to try to solve was really more a glitch. It's something that happened, and I'm glad at least we figured out a backup plan to get back on the road. Am I using the analogy
Smooth.
correctly? So it's kind of expanding upon that analogy of a road trip and the car, but we're talking about a book. Tracy and Elizabeth, what inspired you to get under the hood? What are some of the updates? Was this a over-the-air software update? no, the book, not a car, the book.
So I think the reality was we wanted to make the book truly our own and bring it into the Just-in-Time Cafe, right? We wrote this back in 2018, but we brought the illustrations, the Just-in-Time Cafe voice, style, sensibility to the book. We wanted to rebuild the cafe case study to be more relatable, more relevant, and we added a little bit of attitude, so then that makes it more fun. We brought in new templates and tools. We realized people needed, the case study to be more robust, and it has more relatable examples. And Tracy, there's more. I'm not remembering.
Yeah, so we reimagined the visuals because they're key to learning, and we did that by including new infographics, new case study examples. We have fun new characters from the Just-in-Time Cafe. I personally like my avatar. I look young and will stay young forever. We've also added the companion downloads that are available online. We are super excited about this. We lovingly call it the glove box. So it's easier to turn the book into an action plan. We're going to show that to you guys in a little bit, but we've spent a lot of time working on support things that you can use that are easily accessible online. And we also wanted to include what we've learned from our community in the meantime with new potholes and detours, so readers can better anticipate common obstacles and adapt in real time. And it was really time. It was really time to redo the book.
Yeah. And congratulations on that again. And I thought, do you want to address, launch event? It's almost there through no fault of your own.
Yes. So we potholes all over the place. So the book is ready and it's handed off. We've got the manuscript and we're just waiting for Amazon to release it, really. So that should be any day. It could be in an hour. It could be on Saturday. So we're looking forward to it. We'll let you know when that posts as well.
Okay. Well, thanks for the update on that. So, speaking of updates, tell us more about what's in the second edition. Road games, personal pit stops. You've got some templates for the reader.
Yes. So just to give you an idea of some of the things that we did add, one of them is called the road games. And I'm going to talk to that. And then Elizabeth's going to talk about the personal pit stops. So in continuous improvement, clearly you're working with teams all the time. You're following a methodology and you're trying to embrace change and you have to think about the team. And it's not just about tools, right? It is a tool book, but it's not just about tools. And one of the things we wanted to focus on was team building and the aspect of problem solving and connecting with people. So at work, we tend to get bogged down with meetings and action items, and sometimes we miss opportunities to actually connect with the people that we work with every day because we're just action item after action item. So we thought it would be fun because we actually do this when we work with teams. We added a new section called road games, and they're energizing icebreakers and team activities that spark creativity and build buy-in for problem solving. And I'm going to be honest, when I first got started in this business decades ago, I wasn't a fan of what people would call icebreakers. Honestly, I kind of felt like, oh, it's a waste of time. Everybody just wants to get to the actual work. But these can only take 10 to 15 minutes, and research does show that these kinds of exercises actually improve productivity and connection. And actually, people are nicer to each other because they actually know people, So if you've got like high conflict individuals, sometimes an icebreaker can help soften things, if you will. And these icebreakers, especially the ones we have in here, are specific to getting to know your coworkers better. So everyone says they don't have time for team building. Well, this is team building in 15-minute increments. It doesn't require finding time for a 4-hour barbecue, although that would be fun too. So there's some fun things in here like what is your superpower and what is your kryptonite? Right? So everybody goes around and talks about what their superpower is or their kryptonite. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be at home or like your friends. You could say, well, my friend always tells me my superpower is. Or one of them's like, what's your greatest adventure? Or what is your pet peeve at work? And you know what? We also found a really cool Jeopardy template and we created a Lean Six Sigma Jeopardy game for you. So super fun. It helps, it's short, it's effective, and it helps fill the tank. So that's what
Hmm.
we thought was important to add to the road games as part of the toolkit.
Um, yeah, no, those are great ones, Tracy, and you're so good at those. Um, so there's a awesome road games, and then the other thing we added what we call personal pit stops. So these are, we wanted to address not just tools, right? It is a toolkit, but we know that the people side is huge. So the personal pit stops are reflective prompts from my book, Picture Yourself a Leader. And that's, taking you on the people side of continuous improvement. So every chapter, back to Tracy saying the road games only take 15 minutes. My chapters only take you 5 minutes. So even shorter on that one. So these are all powerful stories, connect directly to the problem-solving journey. They're micro lessons drawn from a real experience about influence, mindset, and as an example, there's a chapter about the reality that facts and data don't always move hearts and minds, and people respond better when you wrap your data in a story, right? Bring the human reality of that process issue in. Humans are storytellers and we listen to stories. So that's just one example. And the other reality is problem solvers don't see themselves as leaders all the time. They may not have the title, but everyone's watching them, right? How they approach a challenge, the way they stay curious, calm, or courageous, right? Watching them in action. So these excerpts all spotlight that influence. And, if you've got the book, we'll point you to the right chapters. And if you don't have the book, no worries, you can still download and get the excerpts from our glove box, as Tracy mentioned. So pit stops for insight, inspiration, and I guarantee a few laughs. So, and Tracy,
Absolutely.
there's also templates.
Yes, and so we have created a lot of templates. They not only have instructions, but we added a new hire onboarding case study because guess what? That is a universal process everybody's familiar with. And guess what? In the last 10 years that I've been teaching at UC San Diego, Greenbelt classes, it is the number one process people bring to work on in my Greenbelt classes. New hire onboarding. And if, we've helped lots of companies with this process too. It's just one of those processes that there's a lot has to happen in a short period of time with a lot of people involved and it's messy. And so we actually created that as a case study in addition to the just-in-time cafe examples in the book. So that's all the new precious nuggets of our book.
Okay. So thank you for telling us more about the updates on the second edition. Again, it's the Problem Solvers Toolkit. I think we're hitting our first prize book giveaway checkpoint, correct?
Yes.
Tracy, has Brady texted you
Not yet. So
a
Brady's
winner?
going to pick a winner. And what are they going to win? They're going to win a copy of the book signed by Elizabeth and I. So this is one of those things where we're going to give you opportunities to just randomly win, and then you're also going to also compete for a prize potentially to a book. So you can either text me, Brady, or you can put it in the chat because you have the chat window now now that we're not using
Brady says it's Amita Sherwood is the winner.
Amita Sherwood, woohoo! You win a book. Yay!
Oh, she's on here. Yay. All right.
She
Good job.
is.
Congrats.
All right.
Congrats.
Okay, we have a few more to give away.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay tuned. All right. So I think one of the unique aspects of the book is, you've already mentioned this, talking about potholes. Sometimes potholes could be the result of a mistake. Sometimes the pothole is just there and you hit it, like a server going down. But it's the resulting detours. And so we detoured into Zoom here today. You talk about detours to outline how to avoid or recover from common mistakes or problems. Elizabeth, you've got one I think you would want to share.
Yeah. So one of
Well,
them, as Mark mentioned
I
earlier,
already brought that up.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
already brought that one up. So you're back onto the community. We've got enough potholes between you and us, Mark. So let's hear from the community.
Yes. So I'll go ahead and talk about, oh, that's you, Mark, go ahead.
Okay, well, so in the theme of addressing potholes, Tracy and Elizabeth invited their problem-solving community to submit favorite pothole and detour stories so that we can learn from them. And I think that's great. When I ask people about their favorite mistake, it's not just the mistake. We talk about what did you do to correct the situation? What did you learn from it? How did you grow? And I think potholes and detours very much are in that spirit. So then, of course, books are going to be given away to the winners. So with that, we'd like to announce our first winner who submitted a pothole and detour story. It's Bob Wallner, a Lean Six Sigma black belt with Total Quality Solutions. So Tracy's going to give us a recap of Bob's story. But before she does that, we thought we would have some fun. We asked ChatGPT to summarize the story in the form of a limerick, and these are clean limericks. This is a work event. Don't worry about that. All right, so here it is. When 5S met pushback and doubt, a quick card game turned it about. With each clever play, we cleared the delay and nailed both our goals. Give a shout.
Nice.
That sounded great. I think I should make that a requirement for all of my projects for students to sum up their projects in limerick form. Because that's way more fun than, going over a presentation.
I would have also accepted a haiku. That was the other thing we played around with in ChatGPT, but we thought a limerick might be fun.
Yes.
So tell us more about Bob's story, Tracy.
Okay, good. So in the early 2000s, he was brought on as a lean leader in an organization rolling out a top-down corporate lean initiative. His pothole, conflicting metrics. Anybody ever had that before? So corporate told Bob, improve 5S by 50% in 3 months or it'll hit your performance review. Oh, great. So meanwhile, his plant operations manager had marching orders of his own. Improve productivity by 30%. And let's just say he didn't care about 5S. So Bob knew 5S could boost productivity. He didn't have time to build a data case or run a pilot. What did he have? He had a worn out deck of playing cards and a cribbage game with his wife that sparked an idea. His detour created a quick 10-minute card game to demonstrate how 5S and productivity could work together, not in competition. No spreadsheets, no PowerPoints, no, just a game that clicked. The result, the plant hit a 65% improvement in 5S scores and exceeded the productivity goal, with more than half of that gain tied directly to a more organized plant. So sometimes your best lean tool is a deck of cards.
Nice. Go, Bob.
Love that limerick.
And Bob, if you're here, send your address to, put it in the chat, or actually send it to email info@justintimecafe.com. But I know how to find you, Bob.
Yeah. And after I told the story, I went ahead and put that in. Oops. I went ahead and put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to share a PowerPoint. There we go.
Okay.
So moving on, we wanted to talk about some of the input and assistance. It takes a team, it takes a village to bring a new edition of a book to market. And a book is only as strong as the feedback that comes into the process. So Tracy and Elizabeth wanted to recognize their stellar editorial board. You see them here on screen. I think, Elizabeth, you're going to describe them as certified detour detectors.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I would love to introduce the talent behind this second edition. These are the people who weighed in on everything from verbs and nouns we used, missing potholes, misnomers, missing templates. It's hard work diving into someone else's creation. So we are indebted that all you guys out there, everyone that uses this book is benefiting from their care and attention. And of course, once we created the slide, I realized it was kind of looking like, you know, Charlie's Angels, only Jerry Wright's Angels. You know, he's like in the middle. So let me tell you about our editorial co-pilots. Tracy Defoe, President and Chief Education Organizer for the Learning Factor, one of the founders of Kata Geek Girls. And Tracy altered one of our sections. The word we were using was resistor for stakeholders. And she said, you know what? It's a different mindset if you just think of them as not yetsters, which Tracy O'Rourke and I both loved. So yeah, she altered the book right there. Another fabulous contributor, senior continuous improvement advisor at the Cleveland Clinic, Stephanie Hill. Personal note, Tracy and I have photographic proof that she may have gotten some input from some colleagues at a Cleveland bar, but beer makes good collaborators. And Tracy is training, Stephanie's training at the exact same time of this. So she's not here, but she knows she's being recognized. And then I'd also like to recognize another Tracy Minutolo. We kind of went with all the Tracys we knew first, and then we added some other people in between. Tracy is the operational excellence leader at Hologic, which is formerly GenProbe, tech health company. And Tracy has been a guest at the cafe. We discovered how she morphed from a microbiologist into a Lean Six Sigma black belt. So Tracy's been a fabulous collaborator. And Sabine Renchar's next, Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt and head of Renchar Consulting. And she's also an instructor at UC San Diego Extended Studies with Tracy and myself. So that's a lot of where we actually included lots of healthcare examples as well. And Sabine know those well. And Tracy, I'm going to hand the baton over to you.
Yes, and so we also have on our editorial board Sally Toyster to thank. She's the board member and vice chair for Kitchens for Good. We did a little project at Kitchens for Good for nonprofits during COVID, and she was the senior director for operational excellence at the Marriott Hotels for about 4 years, and the director of Six Sigma and operations support at Starwood Hotels and Resorts for about 7 years, 22 years total. And she is a professional pothole spotter. She made fantastic additions to our infamous segments of potholes. And we're like, oh, we have to add that. We have to add that. We have to add that. So we really appreciate you, Sally. And also Sally lives in San Diego. And she tells me that I'm responsible for her now being a pickleballer. We also have Jerry Wright, who is, all these are his angels. We're his angels too. He is the founder of CEO Principal Consultant Lean Wright in Greater San Diego. He was the interim CEO president for the Association for Manufacturing Excellence, as well as he published his own book called Stop the Insanity in order to truly do, to tell us how to do it. And guess what? He's retiring at the end of the year. So it sounds like we might have to have another virtual party for this legend that is going to be leaving actively. But I have a feeling he won't be. I think he's just, wanting to have the party, and he's going to stick around. Right, Jerry? Okay, and last but not least, Olga Zuravel. She's operational and process excellence at HR at Snowflake, Menlo Park. She just visited the Just-in-Time Cafe to teach us about her ingenious heat maps method of prioritizing improvement efforts. And I found out just this week that she turned that technique into an app. You rock. So we'll get her back to the cafe to tell us all about that. And so I just want to say thank you so much from Elizabeth and I for taking the time and the care about reading our book, providing invaluable feedback and edits. We so appreciate you. And we got you a small token of our appreciation. You're going to be receiving that in the mail next month, along with a signed copy of our book. Woohoo!
The Problem Solver's Toolkit. Second edition.
That's right. So thank you, thank you. A big round of applause for our editorial board. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, you can't repeat the title of a book often enough. So we're going to keep throwing that out there for anybody who joined late. We have two more Pothole Story winners. Our next winner who submitted a story, Jennifer Hooks. She is the owner and chief process consultant at Hooked on Performance Excellence, or HOPE LLC. So here is the AI generated limerick. You like how I'm not taking ownership of the actual writing? I mean, I'm trying to give credit where credit's due. All right, here's the teaser. I once tried to win C-suite grace with dashboards all over the place. Show me quick, they all cried, but their needs didn't jibe till one cockpit view saved my case. So Tracy, you want to recap a better version of Jennifer's story?
Sure. So I love the limerick. Here's the pothole and detour story from Jennifer. So she was trying to embed continuous improvement into the day-to-day operations of a large medical center, not just treat it like an occasional project. The challenge, communicating to the C-suite. Everyone had a different priority. CFO wanted the money, the CQO wanted the quality, the CMO or the CNO wanted safety, and the CEO, well, he wanted everything. And it became the classic show us and make it quick pothole. So her detour, she scrapped the endless custom reports and built a single performance improvement cockpit report, one page that displayed all the key data points at once. Everyone could visually focus on what mattered to them, and she got the room back. So the takeaway, a clear visual story beats a pile of dashboards every time. I'm going to put Jennifer's limerick in the chat.
Yeah. All right. The next winner is Evan Labras, the owner of Lean Tech Solutions LLC. So here is the AI limerick teaser about his story. There once was a workshop quite grand, but one key task got out of hand. The plan took a hit, stakeholders threw a fit, yet votes helped the team understand. So Elizabeth, you're going to give us a less rhymey recap, right?
Yes, yes. Let me try to capture Evan's story. And apologies to all of you that wrote, some of you wrote kind of beautifully done stories, but we had to shorten them for our presentation. So Evan was leaving a big workshop and decided with the team to cut an activity that didn't seem useful in the moment. And what he didn't realize was just how important that activity was to a key stakeholder. Cue a serious dressing down. But here's this detour. Evan didn't get defensive. He calmly said, if you want innovators, sometimes we're going to piss you off. The stakeholder wasn't thrilled, but they understood, and the moment turned into a productive, respectful reset. So his lesson was sometimes a pothole just needs a little honesty and nerve to steer around it. So well done, Evan, and put your address or send us your address to info@justintimecafe or jitcafe.com. info@justintimecafe. Yeah, send us your address and we'll send you a book.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. And thanks to Evan. So we're going to do a quiz now, right, Tracy? I think we promised a quiz. It is quiz time. Time to test your toolkit chops. Tracy's going to take us through a short but mighty Kahoot quiz. So get your phones ready. You want to tell us more about how this works, Tracy?
Absolutely. So can you see my screen?
I can see it. I can hear a little music playing.
All right, good. And
people are joining.
She is the first person to join. I haven't even explained the instructions yet. I have a feeling that sometimes there's a correlation between who gets in here the fastest and who wins. Okay, we're going to see if this is true. Okay, so Kahoot is an online game. There are going to be 3 winners, third, second, and first place, and you guys get a prize. So what you want to do is you want to go to www.kahoot.it. It's right on there on the screen, www.kahoot.it, and you want to put in the game pin and pick an avatar and put your name in. And we are going to get started. So the first question, just so you know, is a poll. So you want to use your phone, by the way, to do this. You want to log in on your phone. And so how this works, if you haven't played Kahoot before, is it's quiz questions. And you see the quiz questions on my screen. And then on your phone, you're going to see 4 colors. And when you look at those answers, and you want to pick yellow, or the answer that's yellow, you press yellow on your phone. Okay, so that's how that works. So you're looking at my screen, but you're using your phone to press the answer. Okay, so that's ideal. We use the phone. I mean, you can use your computer if you want, but phones are faster, and if you're competitive, you probably want to use that.
And while people are still joining, I'm just going to express a little gratitude that Kahoot is not throwing us another pothole. This is not to jinx it, but it's working. Hooray.
Not yet. Not yet.
No detour needed.
Not yet. Okay, good. So are we ready? Does anybody need me to wait any longer?
Go, Tracy, go.
Okay. Are we ready? Okay, so again, remember, use it on the phone. The first one is a poll. Ready? So start. Problem Solvers 2nd edition book launch party. Woo woo. First poll question is, first of all, are you ready? So this is a test so that you can get it right on your phone. Are you ready? Red, I will win. Blue, so excited. Yellow, or I'm not ready. So go ahead and select those and we'll see where we're at for those. Play like a champion today. You like that little GIF? Is it a GIF or GIF? I always call them GIFs. All right, guess what? 75% of the people are ready. 7% are as competitive as me and say, I will win. 14% are excited and 4% say they're not ready. That's okay. Just release that anxiety. Okay, are we ready?
Hopefully they'll find a detour.
We're going to find a detour. Okay, ready, set, go. First question. Finish this phase from the book. The Problem Solver's Toolkit, a surprisingly simple guide to your epic life, Bohemian Rhapsody, Lean Six Sigma Journey, or Future in Hollywood.
The Wayne's World movie is more than 30 years old now. That makes me feel old.
You know, when I picked this GIF, I figured it would be our target market. Our target audience. All right, 26, blue. The answer is blue. 26 of you got that correct. Good job. All right, let's see who's made it to the podium. KT hit it first, then Sabine, Sarah, Tracy 2, and Amita. Nice job. Let's go to question 3. What are the author's attitudes toward using improvement tools? See how fast people are responding? That's why I don't repeat the responses. And
those answers did fly right in.
So fast. Okay. A lot of you picked productive and fun. I definitely don't think of myself as overly serious and grim or confusing and cryptic. Maybe casual and carefree, though.
Is your next lean rap parody going to be confusing and cryptic or grim? No, it's going to be fun and productive.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And look at that. Sabine made it to the top. Sabine, KT, Sarah, Andy, and JJ at UC Santa Barbara. Nice. All right, let's go to the next question. Quiz 4. What do the authors lovingly call their style of delivering improvement knowledge? This is a tough one.
These answers are flying right in.
I can't even say Elizabeth and I agree on the answer of this. We selected playful and practical. But most of you picked lean with laughs. All right. I like that too. Okay. Sabine still holding strong, followed by KT, Lynn, Tom, and Gwen. All right. Let's go to question 5. According to the book, what is a great first step to problem solving? Look at how fast those answers come in.
I know.
My favorite was take a nap, but the correct answer is define the problem clearly. Good job. Sabine, clearly the fastest fingers and fastest brain going on right now because she hasn't removed from number 1. And then followed by KT, Lynn, Tom, and Gwen. Okay, last question. Who is this book especially useful for?
Where'd you get this, Tracy?
I Googled the GIFs for magicians.
Yeah.
Somebody's taking their sweet time though. And pretty much everybody selected problem solvers and process improvers. Good job. Okay, let's see who made it to the podium. Let's keep track. You're going to have to send us your email or address. Third place goes to Lynn. Second place goes to KT. And first place goes to Sabine. Okay, all of you guys get a book, a signed book. Yay!
And those runners up were Gwen and Tom, because Sabine's on the editorial board. She's already getting a book.
All right, so Gwen and Tom as well. Go ahead and send us your email addresses to info@JIT and we'll get those sent out to you. Really nice job on the launch. Okay, so I'm gonna close this out for a minute. Stop sharing for a minute.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. We're going to get back into our road trip and our traveling tales. So we have 2 more submissions that had us all kind of nodding or laughing or both. I don't want to hear any more about computer problems, but I think it's in that category. So this is from Sumitra Vig.
No, we're actually gonna skip that one.
Oh, okay.
Sumitra just wrote to me. I will capture her, but I know we got a little bit shortened on time.
Okay.
And she let me know she was going to bed. She's in India.
Right. Okay. All right. So our last pothole winner, Larry Navarre, a lecturer at the School of Management at Kettering University. That's my dad's alma mater, by the way, undergrad. So shout out to any Kettering alumni in the audience today. So here's the last limerick. I twice clogged the pipeline up tight, choked flow in the rush to be right. But with lean in my hand and some beer-themed command, now my students see system-bound light. Over to you, Tracy. Tell us what Larry did here.
Okay, so thanks, Mark. So here's Larry's beer-themed recap. So back in the early 2000s, he was applying lean product and process development way before there were books or roadmaps at a mid-sized company making products for the plastics mold making industry. But he ran into the classic pothole, plugging the product development pipeline, not once, but twice. So his detour, learning how to lead the pipeline instead of just pushing more into it, that shift in thinking dramatically improved results. So fast forward, Larry now teaches innovation at Kettering University. He ditched the traditional textbook and developed his own curriculum, blending lean thinking and systems dynamics to help students understand the science behind clogged pipelines. His standout teaching tool, the craft beer game. Is it real beer? That's what I want to know. A hands-on simulation that's been played nearly by 100 student teams, plus attendees at major lean events. Sounds like that could happen in a pub too. So bottom line, Larry turned a persistent pothole into a teaching tool and a whole new career path. So cheers to that detour.
All right.
Nice job. Yeah, well done, Larry. And yeah, send us your address on that one. I'm glad you like Mark's AI limerick.
All right. So moving along, in the spirit of gratitude, and before we cruise to the finish line and our final raffle, there's one last really important shout out to give. Tracy and Elizabeth's collaborator, contributor, and they call her Supreme Wing Woman, the person who continues to make their rides smoother and a lot more fun, Brady Elliott. So thank you to Brady.
Oh my God, Brady. Brady,
we love you.
Oh, we love you. This book wouldn't be as brilliant as it is without you, man. You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Brady.
Yay.
All right, and last but not least, we're going into our final raffle.
All right, Brady. Who's our last winner?
She's sending that over to, okay, Jennifer Bloom.
That's
All
my
right.
sister.
Oh,
Woohoo!
No way.
She's in
Oh, man.
Arizona.
so
Woo,
you have her
Jenny.
contact info.
Fix
You
was
want a book?
in
I'm
on
gonna
that one.
hand deliver it to you this summer. Yay! She won.
That's hilarious.
Well,
That's
congratulations.
my sister won last.
This is not rigged, right?
Not rigged at all, people. We are so above board, I can't even tell you. All right, so Tracy.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to share one last thing, and that is the glove box. So this is just a sneak peek of the hard work that we've been doing to complement and be a companion to the book. If you go to the website, Just in Time Cafe, we have something called Welcome to the Glove Box. And basically, it's the online companion that has all the tools in it by phase. So define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And so you've got your intro here, and everything in the book that we list is listed in the intro phase right here. So you have your templates, your 8 ways check sheet, your project selection check sheet, your road games that we talk about, and the personal pit stops for that chapter. And then if you go to define, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because we're short of time, but I just want to give you a sneak peek. And like, for example, the define phase has all the templates to do a project and the templates that we talk about in the book. And then it's got the road games and the personal pit stops as well. So that's what we've been working so hard to do, and we're very excited about it because it's keeps us connected to you as well, because you'll be coming to our site and we'll be part of the community together. Anything you want to add about that, Elizabeth?
No, but we can give them an easy way to get to it. As we mentioned, the book is on the cusp of rolling off the assembly line with the Amazon, and we're going to reach back out to all of you when it's ready. But in the meantime, Mark's going to give you a QR code to get to this page quickly, and we'll update it so that you know when the book is ready, or you can come here to get the book. And then Brady just gave you the link in the chat, so you got that going for you.
Yep, and the QR code is there. So this has been fun. We didn't do an icebreaker at the beginning of the event today. Maybe we do another one of these. Let's start with an icebreaker.
Yeah.
We did my book birthday party last year, and we tried to have everyone share a fun fact. Fun fact. Some people don't like fun facts.
I love fun facts.
I love fun facts. Mark, let's end on a fun fact. What's yours?
Oh goodness. Well, my fun fact is I don't like being put on the spot. I don't think, no, I don't know. No, I don't always react. I always think of the funny thing to say like 5 minutes later. I don't think I would have done well at improv the way you did, Elizabeth. Okay. Fun fact. I was very serious about playing percussion and drums when I was young. And fun fact, I got to play timpani with a youth orchestra on stage at Detroit Symphony Hall, a beautiful venue, and one of my best musical experiences. Fun fact.
Ooh, I like that. I like that, Mark. I learned something new about you. How about you, Tracy? Fun fact.
Fun fact. Well, let's see. My dream extracurricular activity is to play pickleball in costume with air conditioning.
I see that happening. I see it happening, Tracy.
Yeah, right next to a beach.
I love it.
That's my dream. That's my dream extracurricular activity.
Okay. Then since you said beach, I'm going with my favorite activity in the world that is coming up right now on Cape Cod, because it is June. And that is when I am kayaking to get into the shallows so that I can also clam at the same time. I'm a clam kayaker. There. Now you know. And I'm good at it. I'm really good at it.
All right. We want to see photos. We want to see evidence of this and of what you end up eating. So, well, thank you to everybody who attended. People are adding their thanks and congratulations and goodbyes. Congratulations, Elizabeth and Tracy, on the second edition. In order, as we wrap up, I want to remind people to get your copy of the second edition. Don't forget to go check out the Glove Box. It's the online resource hub that Tracy showed you, filled with tools and games and bonus content. The Amazon link will be there for you when that is fully available. So thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for being part, on behalf of Tracy and Elizabeth, thank you for being part of their community, the JIT Cafe, and everything else that they do. A community that helps make continuous improvement not just possible, but joyful. So Elizabeth and Tracy, I always enjoy the joy that you bring to things, and thank you for letting me be a part of this today. Is there anything final you want to say as we wrap up?
Thank you, Mark, for living through this latest messiness with us, and but also bringing this thing into celebration. It feels really good. It's been a long time.
Thank you so much. Now it's dinner time.
And thanks to everyone who, I mean, we had a lot of people who navigated our detour from the internet problems that were affecting not just the streaming company, but someone else is telling me some other websites are down, but thankfully Zoom was working, and I'm glad we rolled with it and figured out something. So thank you to everybody who, I think that's a testament to how much people care about you two and your work. So thank you to everybody for figuring that out with us.
Yes,
Thank you all.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.